I'm Mrs. Crone, 5th grade teacher at Lakeview, and today our lesson will be to divide whole numbers using a 2-digit divisor. I would like all of you to grab a piece of paper and pencil and follow along. Okay, today our learning target will be to solve division problems by using estimation and partial quotient strategy, also known as the Big 7. Please follow along with a paper and pencil. Now, our first problem, we're going to solve by using estimation first. But remember, in division, we have two numbers. One is called your dividend, and one is called your divisor. In this problem, we have 402 divided by 19. Now, remember, we're just going to figure out what 402 is closest to. We are going to estimate to the nearest 10. Now, let's look at this problem. 402. Is it closer to 400 or 410? Well, in my best estimation, I think this problem is closer to 400. And now we need to estimate 19. Well, if we're estimating to the nearest 10, is 19 closer to 10 or is it closer to 20? I know you all know how to do this. The answer is 20. Okay, on this problem, you can either use mental math to solve, or we are going to use partial quotient to solve this problem. Pay attention. If you're going to solve using mental math, you can just look at the dividend and the divisor. In this problem, we have 400 divided by 20. Well, think about that. 400 divided by 20. What two numbers equal 4? Well, you have 20 there. You can think about it as 2 times 2 equals 4. So 20 times 20 must equal 400. Check it out. You can see that 2 times 2 does equal 4, and 20 times 20 equals 400. Now, let's solve this estimation problem by using partial quotient strategy. Start by drawing your Big 7 on paper. Put the dividend, which is 400, in the inside of your 7, and 20 on the outside of Big 7, which is your divisor. Now we can start by building a multiplication tower. Okay, over here, I start on multiplication tower. We know that 20 times 10 will be 200. So we can just double that and do 20 times 20, which is equals 400. And then you can go and subtract. You can do 20 times 20, which is equal to 400, and you subtract from your dividend, and you have a 0 remainder. So yes, your answer on this would be 20. All right, here's our next problem. Write this down on paper. 179 divided by 91. Let's solve this division problem by estimating to the nearest 10. We have 179. Well, what's the nearest 10 does that go to? Is it closer to 170 or 180? I know you all know it's closer to 180. Now let's look at the next part of this problem. 91. Well, is 91 closer to 90 or 100? Well, it's really closer to 90. It's only 1 away from 90, and it's 9 away from 100. So let's divide by 90. Now, those of you that have multiplication fact fluency, you probably already know the answer. But let's draw this out into a Big 7 or a partial quotient strategy, also known as a partial quotient strategy. First, draw your 7. Okay, on my Big 7, I have 180 as my dividend and 90 as my divisor. Let's start by building a multiplication tower. Let's start with 1, because we're trying to get closest to 180, so let's start with 1. 1 times 90 is 90. We know that. 1 times any number is itself. So let's go to 2. Well, we know 2 times 9 is 18, so 2 times 90 has to be 180. That looks like that might solve our problem. Let's computate our Big 7. And correct. Here what we did, we put 2 times 90 gives us 180, so 180 minus 180 leaves us with 0. And the answer is 2. All right, let's solve this problem using partial quotient strategy. 293 divided by 42. The first step will be to draw your big 7. Okay, on this problem, your dividend is 293, which goes inside your big 7, and 42, which goes on the outside, which is also known as your divisor. Let's build a multiplication tower using the number 42. We need to figure out how many groups of 42 are we going to get out of 293. Let's start with 10. Okay, well, I'm going to start with a group of 10. Let's do 10 times 42. And 10 times 42 will equals 420. Well, that's too many groups of 42 to get out of 293. That's too large of a number. Let's look at 5. We have 5 times 42 equals 210. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's start with 5 to solve. Okay, so we figured out on our multiplication tower that 5 times 42 equals 210. So now let's subtract 293 minus 210, which leaves us with 83. Now we have to figure out how many groups of 42 can we get out of 83. Well, let's start by building a multiplication tower that starts with 1. Okay, so on my multiplication tower, we start with 1 times 42, which is equal to 42. Now, if we go to 2 times 42, we double 42, and that's 84. 84 is too many groups of 42 to pull out of 83. So we know we have to do one group of 42. Let's solve. Okay, well, here's our multiplication tower on the side. So we just did 1 times 42, which equals 42. Now we have to subtract 83 minus 42, and the answer is 41. Can we get any more groups of 42 out of 41? No, we can't. So our answer would be 6 with a remainder of 41. Let's do another problem. Draw your big 7. Okay, here is the problem. 812 divided by 39. Well, 812 is our dividend, so we need to put that inside our big 7, and 39 is our divisor. So 39 goes on the outside. Let's start again by building a multiplication tower. You try it on your own, on your paper, and compare your answer to mine. Okay, I started my multiplication tower with tens, again, because we have a large number. 812 is kind of a large number, so I started with multiplying by tens. So 39 times 10 is 390, 39 times 20 is 780, and 39 times 30 is 1170. Well, that's too many groups of 39 to pull out of 812. Let's continue. As you can see, I solved the problem by using 20 times 39, which gave me, 780. Now I need to take 812 minus 780, and I have 32. Can I get any more groups of 39 out of 32? I can't. So my final answer would be 20, remainder 32. Okay, let's start with this problem. Let's see how you can solve it on your own. It is 2,691 divided by 48. Remember to start by drawing your big 7 and put the dividend inside and the divisor on the outside. Then start by creating a multiplication tower. In this multiplication tower, I would definitely start with at least 10. Actually, you could even start with 100. Try it. Okay, well, I started with building my multiplication tower, 48 times 100, which equals 4,800. Well, that number is greater than 2,691. So I took it down about half. I halved 100 to get 50. So I did 48 times 50, which equals 2,400. Then I did 48 times 10, which is 480, and 48 times 5. I just kept going down because I could see as I started solving for my problem. My first one will be 50 times 48 because I need to get my number as close to 2,691 as possible. So I did 48 times 50, which gave me 2,400. Now you need to subtract 2,400 from 2,691, which leaves you with 291. Go back to your multiplication tower and look and see, what number is closest to 291? How many groups of 48 can I get closest to 291? Well, I have 5. So I did, whoops, I have it in the wrong place. Let's just go like this. Whoops. Okay, I fixed it. It's 5 times 48, which will give you 240. Now you need to subtract 240 from 291, which will leave you with 51. Now, how many groups of 48 can I pull out of 51? Well, I know I can only pull out one group of 48 out of 51. So I did 1 times 48, and I subtracted 48 from 51, and I got an answer left of 3. Well, I can't pull any more groups of 48 out of 3, so my final answer would be 56, remainder 3. Okay, our next problem is a word problem or story problem. Noah bought 177 apps for his phone that altogether use 2,348 megabytes of space. How much memory did each app use? Well, we have to start with setting up our big 7. Well, we know 2,348 is a larger number, so that is our dividend on this problem, and our divisor is 177. Begin by building your multiplication tower with 10. I will reveal mine in one moment. Take a minute to do yours. Okay, here's my multiplication table. 177 times 10, which equals 1,770. Then I went to 11 because I'm getting closer to how many groups of 177 I need to pull out of 2,348, but I'm not close enough. So I did 11, 12, 13, and 14. Well, I think 14 is too large because look at that's 2,478. That's more than 2,348. So let's solve. Okay, I used 13 because I thought 13 was the closest to 2,348. So I took 13 times 177, which gives me the answer of 2,301, subtract, and we have 47 remaining. Can I pull any more group of 177 out of 47? No, I can't. So my answer would be 13 megabytes with a remainder of 47. Now remember, today our learning target was to solve division problems by using estimation and partial quotient strategy, also known as the Big 7, which we did in this video, and feel free to go back and look if you would like some more practice. Now what we would like you to do is complete practice 1, which is right there. Practice 2 are pages that you already have in your packet, and we will also have more practice for those of you that already finished pages in the packet. You can click on the More Practice button, and 3, each teacher would like you to submit a seesaw activity completing one problem using estimation and partial quotient strategy. You can use one of the problems on any of these practice pages or create your own word problem. Thank you. Remember, meet with your teacher on Google Meets and ask any questions. We are willing and able to help. Stay healthy.